Yes, I'm looking at York Gateway. It's like an image of a man on top of it. Maybe I can kind of show you. Might just be able to see it. Anyhow, I just want you to, kind of consider that when self-respect is realized as occurring along the proper lines, that represents a burden for those who have paid into anything else. And it's not for us to kind of say, well, leave them to the dogs, as it were. Misused intelligence can take you far. And, if you start perceiving pragmatism along the wrong lines, and maybe you're even forced to do that by certain considerations and or by spiritual darkness. So, I don't want to oversell it in either direction is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that the changed mind says, you know what, if somebody can comprehend the higher law, that is why we're forgiven in the first place. It's almost like there's two forms of forgiveness. One says this person at least now doesn't get it, so leave them to God. And you can call that forgiveness if you want, but maybe it's going to be tough for them, however graduated it might seem. Because sometimes God got to bump a person up in order to trial them, but He might just cut them off completely. But do it in a way that works for you. So what I want you to understand is, if you hold on to people, that can be convolvement, because what you're trying to do is be the justice through your heart, through your enmity. And there can be some of that, but we're so far from the heart as a society, we're not really able to apply that justice. We can't feel it. There's too much of a separation. We're tempted at every step by the devil in people. So we've got to keep the Holy Spirit, and that's not necessarily compatible, if at all, with the higher man. At least in this society, it's just we're stuck in the links, and we're stuck in the links. The intelligent, everybody, they're all stuck in the links. You know what I mean? They're all, well, as long as it's bad links compounded, they're stuck in it. They're transfixed by the law. They're obsessed by the law. They imitate the style of the law. It's like when you're at school, okay? There's how you could write. Oh, I went walking along. I smelt the flowers. It was beautiful. Okay, and then you get into the spirit of the teacher. It's like, as I walked along the path, I looked to the left and the right, and then the spirit's all changed. You don't know where you are, and you've got a schism between what's going on in your life and what you've got to do, because they're not energetically kind of, the one's not succeeding the other because of the blackguard, prevailing in the society. So, our public servants, as they're supposed to kind of be, will become public servants in as far as they can handle any reality at all. Through the Holy Spirit, they'll start to get the right ideas, inspirations, maybe even commands. There's no point overselling, there's no point underselling. At the end of the day, the Creator exists, and He doesn't mind to have a proper relation with us. There's no polarity in this. It's not like, do you want a government? Do you want whatever you would think of as a normal civilization? Or do you want faith in God? And this is like the wooden hut. Some of us maybe really need that wooden hut because of how much mess has been put into the society, and not just because of who we are or how we need to be for now. But all I'm saying is that the truest authority of a government is at least partly vested in God anyway. It's like that's where His power comes from. That's where their power comes from. And I'm not saying you can't have mystique. I'm not saying you can't have intelligence in the sense of proper intellect. There's no false polarity in this stuff. What I'm saying is, maybe give a chance for those that have made mistakes to make amends, to just act differently. Because that is, if they can change, then let that kind of be with them. Because they're already burdened in conscience, potentially. And we don't want to, there's no need to add to that. Just let to God and be in the Holy Spirit.